Hi everybody, it's Joyless, Kiwi Scrapper from New Zealand, and I'm here to share with you today some winnings from a challenge I entered towards the end of last year, and a surprise parcel that I received yesterday morning. So without further ado, look at this beautiful fabric here. A patient at the hospital in the ward I worked on was throwing out some flowers that she'd received, and they were all done up in pretty stuff, and this was part of it, and she was just about to dispose of it into her bin, and I went, "No, don't do that." And she looked at me like a bit oddly, and I went, "Oh, I really would love that fabric if you're going to throw it away." And she said, "Oh, I have it, so there you go. Isn't it pretty?" Fancy throwing that away? I'm sure that I can do something. Anyway, without further ado, the first thing I'm going to show you is my winnings from Mystical Touch here in New Zealand, and that's Lilian. And although she lives in New Zealand the same as I do, she's like a 4 or 5 hour drive from me, so we're not geographically close whatsoever, and we do have in common that we live on the same island. We both live on the North Island. So I was only expecting her to draw 2 names out of the hat, or whatever you call it, the box, for her prizes, and she actually did a 3rd draw and my name came up. So I was leaping around. I just got home from work. I was watching the video at about midnight, and just before I went to sleep, and I started screeching in bed and going, "I've won, I've won, I've won." And my husband kind of looked at me very oddly, and he's now convinced that I'm crazy. Well, you know, he should have known that after 10 years of marriage. So anyway, here we go. So firstly, we've got some clear stamps. I hope that's not shiny and the light reflecting on it, but you know, those clear stamps. I love them. Got a flower there. It looks like a shield of some sort. Arrows and a squiggle. It's a squiggle. I love those clear stamps. There's a little note here, and this says, "Hi Doris, a few bits and bobs. Hope they're useful. Lilian." Oh, they'll be useful, okay. Everything's useful. You know us scrappers. We can make anything useful. Anything that anybody else is thrown away, like that lady with the fabric, we can make a find use for it. Because that's what our crafting is all about, isn't it? Oh look, this is that very delicate lace, and it's in a beautiful delicate peach colour. I've got very little in the way of any laces in peach, so that's just lovely. And this is a little white edging lace or trim. That'll come in handy for little projects. I'm not going to take everything out of the bag here because it will all spill all over the place, and I've got glitter now. I don't know what was must be glitter in there somewhere, because I've got glitter all over that fabric. These are very pretty. I might be able to use one of these in I'm trying to get that off there, is it? Oh, maybe it's a yeah. I might be able to use one of these in a lace fabric album I'm working on for myself at the moment. Could very possibly use one of those. And we've got gold star, another gold star there. Oh, shame I didn't have those for my Christmas projects, but I am in a Christmas club on YouTube, so we're going to be making one Christmas item per month, so that we don't get that mad crazy rush we have in beginning of December when we all start crazily making stuff for Christmas. Little metal butterfly there. Oh, look at that, the initial D. That's D for Doris, or D for David, my husband. Got a couple of bottle caps there. I've got to get some images for these and start doing things with them, because some silver beading and some glass feet. I keep these and use them for putting as the feet on things. Well, they're not glass feet. I call them glass feet. They're glass things. Paper clips. There's a little miniature peg there with a ladybug on it. Oh, a lolly bead, as I call them. And there's some pearls and little things there. So that's lovely. So thank you very much for that, Lilian. It was most unexpected. As I say, I wasn't expecting that third name to be drawn out of the hat whatsoever. And when it came up to be my name, I was like screeching like an owl in the middle of the night. Goodness only knows what the neighbours think. They probably think my husband's beating me up or something ghastly. Sorry, that's my lovely Victorian table, which has got paint all over it now because I haven't got a proper cover. But anyway, there you go. It'll clean off. Okay, so now the second thing I'm going to share with you, I'll stick those in front of you so that you can look at them. I meant to use those in a Christmas project, but I didn't. Was that 2 nights ago I got home. I do a 40-minute drive from the hospital I work at. I got home after a hectic night. I was really tired. I got home at after midnight. By the time I got the dog settled, because we had our 17-month-old golden retriever neutered on Monday, and it has been really stressful because we have not been able to take our eyes off that dog for a minute, except when we're sleeping, and he's sleeping right next to us, because he's got a few stitches and we're not allowed to let him jump or run. And one of the 17-month-old golden retrievers happiest moments are when he's jumping and running, and he does a lot of it, a lot of running, a lot of jumping. A very exuberant, lovely dog, and a very big dog at 88 pounds, which is like almost 44 kilos. So the vet says, keep him quiet, keep him calm, and I'm going, well, are you going to give us a sedative, because that's the only way it's going to happen? And he said, oh, no, he says, I'm sure you'll manage. Well, he doesn't know this dog, of course, and all this, this whole breed is highly excitable until they're well into adulthood, and he's only just got out of adolescence, so he's still highly excitable. So it's been a very stressful week. So we're all sleeping in the lounge with him to keep him from leaping and bounding and jumping and running, so that he doesn't break his stitches. So we're all, both David and I, pretty tired, and I finally got to sleep at 1 AM after a glass of red wine to unwind after a busy night on the ward. And 7:15 AM the dogs are leaping up and bounding around the lounge and barking like crazy, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell's happening? And I'm leaping up and my husband's leaping up because we're trying to stop that crazy dog from leaping and jumping and running around the lounge so that he doesn't break his stitches. So from being sound asleep, within seconds it's like utter chaos in that room, and we finally managed to get on a little bit calm. And I said, what the heck is going on? It's 7:15 in the morning. Like, I've had 6 hours sleep, and I've got to work tonight. And he says, well, it must be a courier, because that's the only person that would come knocking on our door, which he said there's someone knocking on the door. So off he trots, and he comes back with this very large parcel. And he threw me a look, and he said, have you been spending again? And I was like, no. I said, I've bought a few things off eBay, but they come in plastic bags and it's free shipping, and it's only a few small items coming to a few dollars. And I had no idea who this was from. So I said to him, while we're trying to keep the dogs calm, I said, can you pop it in my craft room and I'll look at it later? Well, I did manage to get a few minutes before I went to work, very groggy and tired, and to look at it. And it's from my dear friend Irene in Australia. And it's a RAK, and it's my first ever RAK, and oh my god, I was so excited. Now, I normally say oh my goodness, but the fact that I said oh my god shows how excited I am. It's, as I say, it's my first ever RAK, and totally unexpected. Like, I'm just like, oh. So anyway, I'm going to bring it up here. This is going to take, by the look of the size of this box, it's going to take, oops, I've got to cover all the addresses. It's going to be taking a lot. And look, over here, she's put, I don't know whether you can see that, she's put, you got happy mail, with a smiley face, and it looks like he's sort of exhausted there with his tongue hanging out, so that looks a bit like me at the moment. Yeah, you know, I worked out the postage on this. See all these stamps up here? Each of those blue stamps are $2.55, and the ones up here are $1.80, and the pretty possum one is $1.70, and that one's 75 cents. I worked it out, and it's over 50 Australian dollars to post this box, and it weighs over 2 kilos. Irene, what have you done? OMG, which is short for oh my gosh. Anyway, I've already cut it open. I couldn't do anything on it yesterday because I just did not have the time to do any filming, and I didn't want to open it. So I've just cut it open this morning. Otherwise, I mean, as it is, it's going to take me 2 or 3 videos to do all this, and my light's in the way. I don't know how I'm going to quite how I'm going to do this, but I'll turn that light away over there. And look, oh look, I don't know if I got that in focus. Open me on camera, pretty please. Oh, that's so cute, Irene. Where on earth did you think I was going to be opening this, Irene, if not on camera? Okay, my first rack. Am I going to be opening this anywhere else? Look at this, look. Wow, isn't that amazing? I'm going to try and turn that around there. Hope I'm not making you all giddy. But if I am, it's all in a good cause. So anyway, so I went to my inbox, and there's a message from Irene. Because, you know, I had trouble finding my inbox because, you know, YouTube strikes again kind of thing a couple of days ago. And there's a message from Irene, and she's telling me that she's, you know, she wanted it to be a surprise, but just in case, you know, I was out or something, that she'd sent me a rack. Oh, OMG, Irene. So look, isn't that pretty? Oh, I love these little baubles for flower centres. Beautiful. The whole thing is just beautifully presented, and there's a card here. And in this this beautiful peach colour, in this message to me in my inbox, she told me that I've got to open everything very carefully in order to save the paper for future project, you know, future wrappings. Oh, that is like, you know, asking a 5-year-old to open this Christmas present and save the paper and not damage it at all. Now, Irene's seen me in action. She knows I don't open carefully, but in deference to her, I now have to do that. Irene, I ripped that. Look at that little pale bluey lilac rose. I like these little roses. They're great for projects. And that says Doris, and she managed to spell my name correctly, which not a lot of people do. Oh, isn't that pretty? Irene, did you make this? If you did, you're a clever girl. Isn't that lovely? Let's see what this one says. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Irene. I won't read that out because that's personal, but it just starts off saying, just a quick little rack to say thank you for being a great friend and supporting me. Oh, that's lovely. And she signed to Irene and Maddie. Maddie's her little girl of, I think she's 2.5. Yes. Oh, how gorgeous. Thank you, Irene. Okay, this is so pretty, such pretty paper. I'm going to take this off, and I hope I don't bump the camera, because otherwise we won't be able to see a thing. Oh, 2 kilos, it weighs a ton. Oh. Right, now, somehow I've got to open this so that, you know, Irene doesn't faint on the spot and tell me I'm damaging the paper. Oh, I think I'm managing it. Yeah, look at that. By the time I get to 10 racks, haha, a lot of laughs, I'll be able to do this perfectly. Opening, I mean, without damaging anything. Oop. Maybe I should have got my pointed scissors instead of my blunt nose ones. I won't show Irene that little tiny rip there. What she can't see won't kill her, if you know what I mean. Oh, it's a card, another card. Oh, Irene, did you make that one? That is beautiful. Wow. It looks like she's taken a card and she's covered it with this beautiful fabric, and then she's put all these gorgeous trims on. Isn't that beautiful? And it says, especially for you. Oh, that is so pretty. I'm not a card maker. Oh, she says, okay, so she says that I can read this on camera, so that's lovely. So there it all is, look, and it does say please read on camera, so that's good. So, dear Dwellers, hi, how are you? Well, at the moment I'm feeling really good, Irene, thank you. I hope my parcel finds you well. You've been on my mind for a rack ever since your budding support for me through this Angela saga. You like me are similar. We stand up for ourselves and for a friend, and more importantly for the truth. Well, that is true. Yeah, that's very true. You have always been very generous in your comments and watching all my videos and entering all my challenges, but what really touched me was the way you went after any negative comments towards me. That's a true friend, and there's no rack I can ever give to thank you for that. Oh, you know, I feel really touched by that. Thank you so much for that, Irene. That's a beautiful thing to say. You know, friends are very important. Because of my job, I have friends at work, which are nursing colleagues, but you know, I don't really have the time to have personal friends, and the ones I did have, I've moved away from, and I hardly ever get to see. So that has really touched me. Thank you so much, Irene. That's beautiful. I hope others get inspired to do the same in your situation. Love always, Irene and Madison. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Oh look, she's actually coordinated the paper to the card and underneath. Isn't that just beautiful? Now, I never would have thought of doing anything like that. I will really treasure that card. Thank you so much, Irene. Now I'm going to be sniffing. So now everyone's got to forgive me because I'm sniffing. I'll have to blow my nose off camera. Excuse me. I'm doing that as quietly as I can because it's not very nice to blow your nose on camera, is it, when you're sniffing away here? This has actually come at a very good moment for me because not only has it been extremely stressful on the ward I work on, which is the norm for the ward I work on, being psychiatric, but 4 days ago we had a horrific crash on the highway that I drive home from, and at the same time that I drive home, the same route, and a lady aged 51 and her 20-year-old son were horrifically killed. They were crushed between two huge trucks, and everything just went up into a flaming inferno. So that really, really upset me, obviously. Oops. Now I'm going to be sniffing again. You know, we never know when our time is up, and